It is time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Wednesday morning, March 1st, 2017. Got, good morning to you all this lovely Wednesday morning, March the 1st, 2017. Here it's 8:40 and 53 degrees, and not today's I'll be 62. Here on the Peter Channel Morning News at 8:40 a.m. Top story is President Trump sought Wednesday to bill on the development of his speech that invigorated federal Republicans as hard work and turned his vision into policy loomed. At least 2 dead after tornadoes touched down in Ottawa, Illinois, on the part of a system that produced severe weather across the northern part of the state on Tuesday night in Illinois. Desperate for presidential leadership, Republicans find little. Republican candidate Francis Fila brought on Wednesday to the state in the French presidential race, even in charge with misuse of public funds, and to the vote just morning in which a canceled cabinet event triggered speculation he would pull out. On Tuesday evening, Uber's CEO Travis Kalanick said everyone is worth some 11,000 people yet at the number apology, which reaction to a 6-minute dash cam video obtained and published Tuesday after the Bloomberg told Kalanick. Here's what the things stand in today for one Trump administration. President Trump's first speech to Congress on Tuesday night didn't sound like his speeches on the campaign trail. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Apparent common zone. 2 young women accused of spilling VX, nerve agent on Kim Jong-nam, the strange opera the North Korea's leader, were charged with murder on Wednesday. France are spilling the conservative French presidential candidate has failed to step down from the race despite being summoned by magistrates to face charges of her alleged fake job scheme. Bulgaria, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia pledged $1 billion in development finance for Indonesia expanding cooperation in other areas, deepening ties with Southeast Asia's biggest economy as the Saudi King and a huge entourage arrived Wednesday. An address to the Congress in such a reported speech that President Julian is careful not to stretch the truth. That 16 words of George W. Bush's 2003 State Union address falsely declaimed that Iraq, Saddam Hussein, Saudi Arabia, and former Africa. A group of Democratic women intended to make an impression when they found in the House chamber Tuesday night for President Donald Trump's address to Congress. Many advocates of this spoke about colleges and universities are proud to their Education Secretary Betsy DeVos called this group of schools for the night of racial segregation barriers as school choice. David gave Berryville the first good look at the damage from the deadly tornado. In Rome, if a regional SWAT team was activated at a man was arrested late Tuesday night for friends and family members with a gun. President Donald Trump signed 2 bills that aim to promote women in STEM field and one rescinded a rule blocking gun sales to some mentally ill people. The FBI said it will open a hate crime investigation into a fatal shooting of an Indian man in Kansas by a man who allegedly used racial slurs. March 1st, former Governor Steve Butcher highlighted the Affordable Care Act of the Democratic Party's official response to President Donald Trump's address. Trump signed 2 executive orders, one called for a review of the White House use bill and one shift to the federal authority that HBCUs to the White House. President Donald Trump on Tuesday addressed the joint session of Congress for the first time since the inauguration. Sterling Jones, an actor-based parody comedy of Kay Jules and the Jersey the Gallery Drew, despite the portrayal of Tuesday's Washington Post of the comedy culture the winner of the West, but discrimination over the pay and promotions. When Snap goes public this week, Chief Executive David Spangle's salary will drop to just $1, but it between 44% of the order shares of the company, and last year's total compensation of $2.4 billion. Spangle is second pretty among 11 recent tech CEOs. President Trump's speech was his most positive yet. Look at that, stocks now. Down 25, 24 to 28, 12.24. SP 500 down 6.11 points to 2363.64. And NASDAQ down 36.46 points to 5,825.44. Yesterday, SpaceX announced an intention to send passengers to the crew Wrangler spacecraft onto the Falcon every rocket around the moon in 2018. A dinosaur that lived 160 million years ago had a drumstick-shaped leg, much like living birds, according to the paleontologists at For dinosaur, also known as bird-like arms, similar to wings. Some wonder whether the president pushed a risky man fight in the first term of the administration in a potentially responsible way. Millennials have doubled the risk of cold to record the risk of rectal cancer compared with the baby boomers, raises serious questions about whether differences in the lymph cells of some yet endocrine factor that could explain to the researchers call. Up in the Great White North, a recent laboratory analyst failed in mass grade meat that researcher drilled in the DNA chicken sold to various fast food restaurants that requested Canadian Broadcasting Company Corporation's Marketplace program. Durham, North Carolina, former Marine and his wife said the scene and said a Veterans Administration Office of Durham, North Carolina, so struck that they're prepared to take pictures and post them on Facebook. The World Health Organization, for the first time, has initially listed 12 biological pathogens. Their disease causing bacteria that are increasingly resistant to antibiotics at WHO. Okay, take a look at Louis support. 3 hours ago, exit 15 potential track request of S3 for airborne, possibly fatal. Peter Jones was on 8:46 on this Wednesday morning, time out for Sportsport the Boston Bruins last night to beat the Arizona Coyotes 4-1. Tonight, Boston Celtics beat take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game time, 8 o'clock. The Warriors lost Kevin Durant and Tuesday night. All-Star for the former LE MVP 7.5% and Nina in the depths 112-108 lost to the Wizards. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver says Lady Gaga halftime show. Evelyn contributed to the Super Bowl loss. And his mom and son told Evelyn that it was Good Morning Football on Friday. That was long as Super Bowl halftime show, which featured a fashion by Lady Gaga, negatively affected the team's momentum. Peter Jones' time is now 8:47 on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for traffic and transit report. Baby! Let's start with the subway system at Sling and Get Community Rail. Fitchburg Line Train 403, 7.5 North Side Traffic 550 minutes between South Acton and Wachusett. Fairmont Worcester Train 510, 730 from Worcester to Auburn, 15 minutes late between Walter Square and South Station due to train traffic. Fairmont Train 584, 730 from Fairmont to Auburn, 15 25 minutes late to Walter Square and South Station to medical equipment. And Power Street 805, some traffic Optimus Power to South Station operated 1050 minutes past due to an early mechanical issue. And the ferry is out, let you get. Okay, take a look at highways and byways of New England. 95 South by South, so for 59 in Greenwich. Merritt Parkway West past the Battle River, Bridgeport down to 7. Merritt Parkway East past Bridgeport 25, 8 South Slow Round, 95 Bridgeport. 95 in the northbound side, back on the West Haven, New Haven. 91 in the southbound side, also New Haven. 38 southbound side, also 84 both ends back around Waterbury Stretch. 84 eastbound side, also West Hartford to Hartford Connecticut. 91 in the southbound side, also Wislock and Hartford. 91 in the northbound side, also around the Hartford Connecticut. 84. 91 in the northbound side, back to the 57 today when it's Springfield. 290 eastbound side, back to 146 all the way at Route 9 in Worcester. 146 on the northbound side, back to 290 in Worcester. 495 on the northbound side, about a Hopkins and 9 Mass Pike in Westboro. 146 on the northbound side is back to right. 99 already. 146 in North Springfield Lincoln stretch. 99 northbound side also. 126 to 122 in Lincoln to the Woodsocket. 146 is southbound side, about Route 95 Providence. 95 southbound side, about 126 with the Providence line. Here, around 610 connector. 95 on the northbound side, it is backed up around Route 37 and work all the way to downtown Providence. 610 connector, from 6 to 95, Mass Park, westbound side. 195 westbound side, Wilson, St. Connector, downtown Providence. 138 eastbound side, Wilson, east of the Newport Bridge. Indicate Route 28 on the northbound side, Wilson, Board Bridge is southbound side, Wilson. Route 6 to the westbound side, Wilson, south to just around 134. But 6 to from Southboard on all lanes and Bourne and Southboard bridges out. Lincoln Gate is back a little slow around the southbound side of the Bourne Bridge. Mass Park in the eastbound side, a little slow for Native Colorado at the Southfield Expressway to Boston. Mass Park westbound side, slow from Lower Airport to South Boston. 95 on the northbound side, slow from 140 Foxborough over 120 in Canton. 24 on the northbound side is backed up from Harrison Boulevard and even on the Braintree split. Route 3 to the top side of Vector Band, the Braintree. 120 to both ends is back to 24 and Randolph already out of the Braintree split. 7 is pressed to the top side of the Braintree split on and the Mass Pack 7 is pressed to 7 down to back down in Dorchester. 120 to the north side of also for Denman to Route 20 Waltham. 93 both ends that time Boston it's a little slow to both ends. 93 to south side of Sulphur Bedford down to Zake Ridge Boston. 93 to the north side also 120 Reading. 120 to south side of Beckler Route 93 to Reading. 120 south side of Little Silver. Burlington down to Waltham. Route 3 south side of Little Silver. 120 in Waltham. Low connected north side of Little Slow. Here's 889 south side of Little Silver. Route 93 out in Manchester, Hampshire. And here's 889 south side of Little Slow just round. The Canadian border in upstate Vermont. And here's 887 south side of Little Slow after the Canadian border in upstate New York. Here. And I was in Bowie, the capital district out looking good in Main New Hampshire and Vermont highways out looking good. Peter Chell News Time is out 8:51 on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for a weather report here. And we're starting off the day in March on the mild side here, but looking at radar, and it shows rain showers from western portions of New Hampshire to the northern of Vermont and certain other upstate and central to western New York. And spotty rain showers on northern and eastern and northeast Maine and mid-coast Maine, and rain showers and some sleet on northern New Brunswick, and rain showers in the central portion of Nova Scotia. Snowing off the eastern portion of Nova Scotia and the western portions of Prince Edward Island here. Rain showers in the southern Quebec from Quebec, Montreal, and Ottawa. But this is a heavy band of showers and storms. A lot of rain showers coming a bunch of Pennsylvania out on Ohio. And this is a showers and storms from Stratton on and Allentown and around Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and heavy bed rain showers west of Chamber, Pittsburgh, and stretching around Altoona, and stretching in the northeast and West Virginia and western Maryland there. And a lot of rain showers stretching from Ohio down to Arkansas with a heavy band of showers and storms around central parts of Ohio, stretching around southeastern Ohio, stretching at central parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, and central Arkansas, and another heavy band of showers and storms stretching from southeastern parts of Indiana, southern Ohio, and northern Kentucky here. Around the tri-state region around the Cincinnati, Frankfort area here. And they're going to be headed towards the northeast. East-northeast. So it's going to be an active day in the weather department here. Okay, day one today now. What about it? There will be the potential of a few strong and severe thunderstorms that after the evening for the higher risk will exist southwest of our region. If any strong and severe thunderstorms are here developed, the main which will be outside temperature wind gusts and wind advisory. We'll continue to watch the wind for levels of the low Connecticut River. Combination of snowmelt and heavy wind this week can be rising the river above extra stage even minor cloud. Patchy dense fog will affect the region at the top spot mid-morning. Motorists planning travel should be prepared for rapidly changing visibility is over. Short distance the visibility may be down a quarter, 1/4 mile less at times. In some locations overall should be seen visibility is improved across the region by late morning. Wind advisory remains in effect from 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, dense fog advisory is canceled. Non-natural weather service in total is canceled at dense fog advisory, but wind advisory. Wind down in southeast Massachusetts winds about 20-30 miles and gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Time of the strongest winds are expected after sunrise on Thursday. Continue to fight Thursday afternoon winds could being in the minute early Thursday evening. Some down tree limbs are expected also. Risk of slight outages. A wind advisory means that's the same winds at 31-39 miles an hour. Expected with a gust between 46 to 57 miles an hour. Winds that strong are capable of down in the small tree limbs and branches, possibly causing isolated power outages, and driving can be difficult, especially high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution here. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, showers pleasant and possible at 1 p.m. Some storms cruise. Gusty winds and heavy rain. It's a fog before 11 a.m. Under 62 degrees. Southwest about 7 to 40 miles. Gust at 30 miles an hour. Temperature is 9%. New rainfall months less than 10 minutes. Expired months possible thunderstorms tonight. Scattered showers with thunderstorms before 2 a.m. Then isolated showers between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Then some of the storms produce gusty winds. Clouds skies are high. Low about 44 degrees. Southwest about 10 to 60 miles. Gust size 29 miles an hour. Temperature 30%. New rainfall months less than 10 minutes. Check time months possible thunderstorms. Thursday, mostly set about temperature falling around 39 by 5 p.m. Breezy to westward about 15 to 21 miles on the gust size, 46 miles an hour. First night, mostly coast about 22 degrees, west about 6 to 11 miles on gust size, 32 miles an hour. Friday, slight touch of snow shuts up to 11 a.m. Mostly south about 39 degrees, west about 70 miles an hour, 20%. Friday night, forecast about 60 degrees. For Saturday, sunny to mostly coast about 10 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny to mostly coast about 37 about 26 degrees. Monday, puts us about 46 degrees. Monday night, at chance of showers. Mostly coast about 35 degrees, 40%. Tuesday, chance of showers. Mostly coast about 52 degrees, 50%. Fairly and not Tottenham, overcast at 53, and Nonetheless 53, and Mansfield 54. That's going to be it for the Beat Your Channel. Morning news on this March 1st, 2017 on a Wednesday morning, PC. Have a good morning, good afternoon. Hope you all have a good day. Now, see you at noontime for the noontime report.